Okay, let's covering Unit 3 exam. This is numbers 1 through 6. There's only 6 of them. The first, well, they're all 3 points each. Looking at the first one, the thing you need to do is figure out what do they have in common. I can see they're both multiples of 5, so I'm going to factor out a 5, but I also see that they both have x's and y's. So, excuse the hand, I went camping and got my first henna, and then I played with it. Don't get me started. All right, feeling feisty this summer. So starting off, I'm going to factor out a 5, but then I'm going to factor out the highest x I can, which is x cubed. And the highest, they both have y's. The highest y is y squared. All right, factoring 5 from 25, I'm left with 5. X cubed from x to the 5th is x squared. And the y's will cancel out. That leaves just a 1. 5 into 15 is 3 times. The x's are already been factored out, and then we're left with y squared. That's it. That's all we can do there. That is my answer. Look at the next one. There's 4 terms, so automatically I'm going to look at the first 2 terms and then the last 2 terms. The first 2 terms, what do they have in common? And that's going to be x squared. Factoring out x squared from x cubed, you're left with an x. Plus factoring out x squared from 6x squared, you're left with a 6. Looking at the second 2 terms, they have a 5 in common, so I'm factoring that out. Factoring 5 from 5x, I'm left with x. 5 from 30, I'm left with 6. Now we've got just 2 terms, and we have to see what do they both have in common, and that is x plus 6. Factoring that out. When I factor x plus 6 from the first term, I'm left with x squared. When I factor x plus 6 from the second term, I'm left with plus 5. And that is as far as we're going to go. Right? The next one, I can see that they are all multiples of 2, and that looks like that's all I can factor out. Leaves me with 3x squared plus 11x minus 4. Okay, well, I think I can factor this into 2 binomials. It have to be a 3x and x. Now I know that 4 times 3 is 12. So I'm going to put a 4 and a 1. That will give me a, checking my OI, a 12x and a 1x. When I subtract them, I get the 11x, which is the middle term. So I need this one to be negative and this one to be positive. That's as far as I can factor for that one. All right. 4, 16x squared plus 24x plus 9. Well, 16x squared is a perfect square, and so is 9. Now, if you factored it into 2 binomials, that's fine too, but this is just going to be the square root of the first, the square root of the last, squared. You also could have 4x plus 3 times 4x plus 3. That would work as well. All right, that's my answer for that one. And then the next one, this is the difference of 2 squares, which is 3x and 6. One has to be negative, one has to be positive. The other thing you could have done here is if you saw that they both factor out a 9, you could do that too. And you could have gotten still the difference of 2 squares. I would have accepted either one of these answers. They are both correct. So please know that. Could have done both. I just saw that. The next one is the sum of 2 cubes. Ignore this because only one of you went through that pain, unfortunately. So sorry. I'm very sorry. This is going to be part of your review for the next test. 125x cubed plus 27 is the sum of 2 cubes. The 125 is 5 cubed. The x cubed plus 3 cubed. So when you're writing it in the, breaking it down into your factors for the sum of 2 trinomials, it's a sum of trinomials, it's going to be 5x plus 3. All right, then once you get that, you square the first, you multiply them together, and then you square the last. Oh, this is wrong. This should be a minus. Let me rewrite that. The first one is the only thing that's all positive. Minus 15x plus 9. There we go. That's better. That is the answer for that one. All right, that's it. Let me know what questions you have.